just after that small warm-up. This one's
President of the Uganda Rugby Union and also the Vice President Rugby Africa.
So Helen, what do you have to say about at least having
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the Zimbabwe national anthem, and now for Uganda.
that was the Uganda national anthem. So as the inspections are happening, Helen, as I was asking before, the national anthems were sung and were actually played. What do you have to say about rugby returning in general, and also ladies rugby, seeing ever since 2019 we have not been having any rugby for the women, but now it's back on the test level. What do you have to say about that?
For Uganda, today's match will be the first that they've played since they were in South Africa in 2019. While Zimbabwe have had the advantage of having played 2 games against Zambia last month, so they're not as rusty as the Ugandan side. But one thing I can say is I know both teams are going to go into this game with a lot of passion. Zimbabwe hasn't played a lot of 15s rugby in the past. In fact, this is a very young side that they have, and they're like slowly building towards the future. In fact, they have the youngest player on pitch today. She's actually on the bench, Rufaro Tagarira, who just turned 18 years old. Uganda has 2 players with a lot of experience. You have the vice captain, Charlotte Teresa Mudola, as well as the former captain, Winnie Atiang, on the starting lineup. And they actually represented Uganda at the Sevens World Cup in 2009. So they will be the more or less steady hands to guide what is a relatively young team. Yeah.
Thank you for that very insightful intake on these games. And I think we shall just first go through the lineups very quickly. Starting with Uganda, looking at the lineup, at prop where we have to be having Patricia Nek and Yvonne Juma. Hooker is Faith Namuga. The second row will be having Winnie Atiang and Sarah Chirabo. In the back row we'll be having Angela Nanyonjo, Mary Gloria Ayot, and Lydia Namabiro. The half-back combination will be Julie Nandaula and Charlotte Mudola, the vice-captain. The centers will be Peace Lekuru and Emily Lekuru. The wingers will be Agnes Nakuya, Grace Auma, and at fullback will be having Samia Aikoro. Quickly going through the Zimbabwe Sables team. In the prop we'll be having Andile Shamaine Moyo, hooker Patience Haruberiki, another prop Melissa Ndlovu. The second row will be having Caroline Malenga and Munashe Juliet. The back row will be having Yashajashe Bonagombe and Samantha Chirongoma. At 8th man we'll be having Rubinzai Liliosa Chigumbu. The back row will be Gladys Shelleen Mukome and Constance Netsai Gwende. The center combination will be Delight Dananai, Mukomondo and Chiwoniso Emelda. The wingers will be Lindiwe Munerenyu and Robin Kindness Mberembe. And the fullback will be Tanaka Elista Kanyepi. So Helen, looking at these teams, starting with Uganda and breaking down how the lineup is, which players do you think we should look out for? Which players do you think will be bringing in the impact? Who are the key players, the key combinations that we can really look out for in this game?
I think in this game, the midfield battle is going to be very key. You have Peace Lekuru and Emily Lekuru, and they're not related at all. They just share a last name. Think similar to the name Evans in Wales. Yeah. So and Emily won a scholarship in 2019 to New Zealand, where she spent 3 months at the Beads College International Rugby Program, and she picked up a lot of skills there, and she's going to bring that confidence and that New Zealand style of rugby. While Peace Lekuru is a very strong ball carrier, and she has a no-nonsense defense. While for Zimbabwe, Mukomondo and Mabika are very solid players, and they bring a lot of depth to the team. Actually, Mukomondo is one of the experienced players in this Zimbabwe side. So I think the midfield battle will be key. And then also, when you look at both sets of forwards, the Zimbabwe pack looks slightly heavier, but I think the team that dominates in the scrums will be the team to take this game.
Zimbabwe?
Yeah, thank you for that. And as we can see, Vice Captain Charlotte Mudola, who's wearing shirt number 10, looking for the early touch, trying to play a possession game. No one wants to play in their half, no one wants to concede the early points, so it's very important where you play. And
get back.
in the Zimbabwe Sables half.
I know Uganda would be looking to Samia Ayukoru playing at fullback to create for them, and watch out for the
tackle away now, tackle away. Onside.
Very creative player. While Zimbabwe will also rely on Caroline Malenga, who usually plays on the wing or center in sevens, but is at lock, so she probably caused some trouble in the forward.
Early days in this game.
Very good fielding from Samia Ayukoru. As the teams are still trying to study each other and weigh each other out, but the Zimbabwe Sables seem to be trying to play a lot more expansive and a lot more free, and Uganda defend as much as possible, and the first penalty goes to the Uganda Lady Rugby Queens.
Yeah, so far you can see the teams haven't really made much headway. It's like they're testing each other and no one is quite ready to take the chance and run the ball. So there's quite a bit of kicking going on between the 10 meter lines. Kick by Charlotte Mudola has not found touch, and Zimbabwe will be looking to run it back. Very costly mistake.
Penalty.
Zimbabwe.
No, offside.
Just on the end of their
knock on, offside.
And knock
get
on,
back. It's a knock on. It's a penalty. Full
collected
penalty.
that ball, which turns it from a scrum into
Full penalty. Yes, knock on, offside.
Yeah, hopefully this time they can find touch. Let's see what the captains choose to actually go for, and it's the line out. This time Charlotte Mudola finding touch, and it's the second line out of the game.
Green here.
The first line out that Uganda had, they actually lost the ball to the Zimbabwe Sables. So let's see if they can be able to get their line out in order. As you were saying, that the teams are still trying to figure themselves out. I think it's a case of nerves as well.
Not straight, options green.
Hasn't been happening
Scrum for line out.
Because of COVID and everything.
Scrum or line out. Scrum.
So,
here.
It's very, very important to see how these teams start and how they handle the pressure.
The line out wasn't great. We lost the ball, which was in a perfect position.
Girls, remember, 3 calls, 3 actions. At the bind call, it has to be a full bind and ear to ear. All right, let's do it. Crouch!
Set the tone for the rest of the game.
Nice. Bind! Up. You go up, you go down. You go up, you go up. Your arm is going up.
No, I'm in my head.
Out.
For the rest of the
crouch! Bind! Set! Hold it, hold!
Scrum was pretty even there.
very good 8-man pick.
Forward pass, charge.
Execution poor.
Uganda takes a quick one.
Knock on. Player advantage, knock on.
Remember the early tackles, the early passes. This is the time when you try to get everything and you try to assert dominance against your opposite number. And that was a first meeting of the 2 platoons that we're sure will be
attack on release.
Pretty much the rest of the game. So it's very important to get on the mental side of the
advantage upper.
This is a great break and offload by Zimbabwe. That's Caroline Malenga. I mentioned about her 7.
Sarak! Get on side.
And she releases that ball to delight the
Just come. If there's penalty and you're not 10, don't tackle. Just get back to it, yeah?
Yet, so we won't see any cards just yet.
Yeah, penalty.
Yeah, very true with that.
Not 10.
But,
You want scrum?
Too many penalties.
Scrum down.
But
Scrum down.
at the open play, Zimbabwe Sables are actually more comfortable with the way they're moving the ball from one side of the pitch to the other. We're yet to see the Lady Cranes actually settle in and try to play with structure. They've gotten the better
Your arm is going up.
but they're not utilizing it to full effect.
Your head out.
Interestingly,
But your arm is supposed to go
the
up.
Lady Cranes have opted for scrum. So
Inside, but get your arm outside.
One getting inside.
Yes.
Yes. And they want
Crouch!
to use it as a platform to lock in the Zimbabwe players and then possibly spread the ball out wide. Let's see how this goes.
No.
This one.
Sit.
Yes.
You're going out. Then.
Get it out.
Crouch! Bind! Set! Hold it! Hold! Hold!
This time Uganda put in. And yes, that's a very dominant
Advantage and binding.
to Uganda. They should use this all day.
This was a discussion we were having off air before, that the scrum
Back to Joffa!
is very important.
Away of, that's an
Back.
unfortunate pass to Grace Auma, who spins out of a tackle. Just as Uganda was settling into the game, they made a mistake.
Advantage not gained. Get back there.
No advantage, so we return to the spot of the first infringement, and it's going to be another scrum, this time to the Zimbabwe Sables.
One gets the impression that both teams want to play a fast-paced game. You
Ah,
constantly
Makia.
see the players when they're
Hookers,
running into
hookers,
the
Makia.
tackle, trying to free their hands to get that offload. So they're looking more at continuity and quick play rather than being patient, setting up, hitting the ruts, making sure the other team gets.
Crouch!
It's actually fun, it makes for beautiful rugby.
Oh, definitely, it's more entertaining.
You're not bound. You have to bind fully
Yeah, I mean,
on your prop.
women's rugby
Full bind,
is
full
a
bind.
more entertaining game, but if you want
Crouch!
all aggression and big hits, then men's
Bind!
would be more suited to you. But some say, especially
Set. Hold it.
the top teams in the world, such as New Zealand and England and France, some say that's a purer form of rugby when the women play. Another good number 8 pick from Kyadondo. She has really set a great platform for the back line, and that was Agnes Nakuya coming in for a very good tackle on.
It seems isolated, but a very good recovery from the support play. The Sables really
And that is Caroline Malenga again. I think the
Going straight to the ground.
she really is a thorn in the Lady Crane's side. Mia Chang taking a quick one.
You're off it, Brent, off it, off it.
2009 Lady Crane's World Cup Sevens team. I'll keep mentioning it because we were the first team to ever go for a World Cup.
Tatako, release Brent, release Brent.
Yes, it is.
Away, tackle away, release Brent, release.
controlling the game now, trying to have a bit of structure.
Advantage offside.
Advantage, there was an offside there from the Zimbabwe Sables defense line.
Offside.
And you can see the number of penalties that the Zimbabwe Sables are conceding is worrying. I think it will come to pay at a certain point in this game.
Yes, at some point, especially if they keep giving away the penalties in the 22, at some point the referee may lose patience and bring out her cards. For now, they are safe, and oh dear, that was Juliet Nanda
Back.
who has failed to find touch. So
Tackle
Zimbabwe
release.
are counter-attacking.
Tackle away, tackle away.
Once again, Caroline Malenga, she is having a brilliant game.
She has a bit of wheels on her for a second row.
Yes, she does. Quite deceptive because in sevens she's a center or a winger or even a scrum half. So she's being converted into a second row player.
You get the feeling that the coaches of the Zimbabwe Sables have put up a team that is more athletic and more expansive, more than a team that would want to go for the physical contact. And that's why we are seeing a lot of wide ball play, and they're really stressing the Uganda Lady Cranes defense.
Exactly, yeah. They're using the full width of the pitch and they are recycling that ball pretty fast, so it's making it hard for the Lady Cranes. They have to keep getting back. And the referee is having a word with the captain.
Yeah, Uganda conceding their first penalty. Uganda has had its chances in the Zimbabwe half. They haven't used them. Now let's see what the Zimbabwe Sables can do.
And you have Patient Haruberike going in. And Uganda has turned over the ball because of Zimbabwe were diving over at the ruck.
And it's the second time that has happened. The Zimbabwe Sables don't seem to be able to support their own weight at the ruck. Hopefully this time Uganda can find touch. And rightly so they do. Vice Captain Charlotte Mudola bringing a wealth of experience to this team, finding touch. Hopefully they can be able to win the line out and find proper platforms to exit and play in the right positions.
Yes, we are struggling with touch finders. I hope as the game goes on we'll be able to remedy that. The ball didn't quite hit the targeted jumper, but Lady Cranes still were able to retain the ball. And now we have the forwards rumbling up the pitch. That is Yvonne Najumba, but she has been held up by the Zimbabwe team. She has managed to work her way down to the ground, but too late. The referee has already called it. Zimbabwe are really not giving Lady Cranes any space to move.
Yeah, I think they've been the better side defensively. In a game where no one has decided to take control and dominate, we are seeing possession shifting from one side to the other, from one team to the other.
Yeah, but more of the game is being played in the Lady Cranes half. Lady Cranes has actually not entered the Zimbabwe 22 yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Zimbabwe seem to have more territory and actually possession, and there've been more breaks. I think I've counted 3 by Caroline Malenga. Yeah, 3 brilliant breaks. She's been impressive so far.
Herself and the number 8, they have been very.
Yes.
They have been a stress factor for
Chigumbu.
the Rugby Cranes.
But you're doing well.
Very good press there from the Lady Cranes and the turnover.
Bit of scrappy play at the moment. Knock on from Uganda, so we have a Zimbabwe scrum.
Looking at the game so far, what do you think the Lady Cranes have to do to take control of this game?
I think they've put themselves under pressure because they're playing at home and they want a big win from the fans who are watching online and the few who are here in the stadium. They need to settle down and just go to the basics, keep things simple, and when they build their confidence, then they can try some more complex moves. We've barely seen the ball in the hands of our backline, and yet we know we have a very lethal backline. And the forwards also need to have more patience as they're building up the phases. Right now it's all like sort of helter-skelter. And Lady Cranes is basically putting themselves under unnecessary pressure.
Chibumbu with the 8th man pick yet again, trying to get some extra meters and bundled into touch. It's another line out for the Lady Cranes. Shout out to all the fans watching at home, staying safe on Kawowo Sports. And for all those that are not able to watch on Kawowo Sports, you can still catch the game on Star TV, which is a partner of the Uganda Rugby Union in broadcasting these games.
And yet again, we failed to secure our lineup. This will be a problem. If we don't win our set pieces, then we're going to struggle to get good front football. Hopefully Lady Cranes can disrupt this Zimbabwe scrum to see them now getting out of their half.
Set.
Another very good number 8 pick by Kyadondo. He is forcing the base of the scrum. Zimbabwe forwards rumbling forwards. gaining some ground. From the scrum, they've gained about 15 meters.
Very good press there from Charlotte Mudola, which results into a turnover.
Knock-on by Emily after she had retrieved the ball, but the first knock-on came from the Zimbabwe fly half, Constance Ngwembe, after good pressure from Charlotte Mudola. So Uganda now has the scrum put in.
Just identifying Chigumbu, the Zimbabwe number 8, and how she's really giving us a hard time on the 8th man pick. You think the flankers will have to step up and really rise to the challenge, because she's gaining very many valuable meters off our gain line, you should say.
Knock-on at the base of the scrum by Juliet Nandaula, and we have Samantha Chirongoma taking advantage of that, picking the ball and going forward, but another knock-on. So the referee has pulled it back because there was no knock-on touch. The young flankers, particularly Angela Lanyojo, who is playing on the blind side, have to get off the scrum quicker and target Chigumbu, because every time she picks that ball, she makes at least 5 meters, sometimes up to 10 meters. She's really critical in the Uganda backside.
Charlotte Mudola with the interception. Does she have the legs?
Charlotte Mudola offloads to her captain, Peace Leku, who's not able to get the pass away. Still Uganda ball. Samia Ayukuru sends it back to Charlotte. Mary Gloria Ayala.
It was a 2-on-1 that wasn't utilized.
Now Uganda are in the 22 for the first time, and they're now building the phases. This is good work from Uganda, but Zimbabwe defense seems to be up to task.
The ball goes out wide. Samia Ayukuru taking the gap.
Ayukuru
Big hit.
Sends a dummy.
Oh.
Big hit. I suspect the two Zimbabwe players actually collided with each other as they were tackling Samia Ayukuru. It was a beautiful dummy from her that just split the defense open. Though one suspects if she had moved the ball out wide, we would have scored in the corner. Or the referee has awarded a try.
Yeah, so I guess the decision to take the ball was it actually paid off.
It actually paid off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that all came from the scrum down where Chigumbu picked and went on the open side instead of the blind, but she found Mary Gloria Ayot, who was very quick off the mark, made the tackle, and as she tried to offload the ball, Charlotte Mudola was advancing, intercepted it, and then from there the play built up. Brilliant support from Peace Lekuru to get the ball from Charlotte Mudola. Yeah, and then from then on it was just building the phases, playing patiently until Samia's dummy just split the defense wide, and then she went in. I thought that might have been a high tackle and possibly a penalty try.
It was a high tackle.
I would have thought that would have been a penalty try with the 7 points to Uganda.
You can see Charlotte Mudola is a bit furious. The kicking tee took long to come and she had to drop kick, and she didn't look pleased with that. I think the reaction of the people on the bench bringing on that tee needs to be quicker. But
yes,
credit to her.
Every point counts in such games.
Very important.
Yeah.
But credit to her awareness and how she was able to identify the mistake of the 8th man coming back to the open side and throwing a loose pass that she intercepted. She was the reason why this counter-attack started that led to the try.
Exactly. It was totally against the run of play when Zimbabwe looked to be in the ascendancy, and suddenly, boom, Uganda has 5 points on the board.
Yeah, as we are saying, the sun's starting to peep and come out. What do you have to say about the weather so far?
It has been cool so far, and playing at 1 p.m. is always very tough. Having experience playing at such games, I know what it's like. So the sun coming out, it's bringing a bit of like possibly energy into the atmosphere, because it was a bit gloomy before, but it's not too hot, so the ladies won't get too tired. That try has done wonders for Ugandan confidence. Suddenly they're playing with more purpose. That was a missed kick by Charlotte Mudola, but collected by Eni Lekuru very well. She offloads to Agnes Nakuya.
Very good pumping in the
corner. Defenders. Uganda still has the ball. And now it's the forwards who are taking it up.
You can see a lot more organization now from Uganda, the structure. Unfortunately, Winnie Atiang with a knock-on after some very good phases there. Uganda seeming to be more promising regardless of having less possession.
Yeah, I think the try has calmed their nerves and now they've settled down. So I think we're going to see more structured play and see more of the rugby that we expect to see from them.
What do you have to say about the absence of physical fans at the grounds? Do you think that plays a factor? Maybe it would be really pushing and encouraging the team right now.
I think it can work both ways. When you have fans in the stadium, you're under so much pressure to perform. You know?
That's true.
But then again, when fans are there, there's that they're acting as the 16th person on pitch. You know, just pushing you. And of course the atmosphere would have been more festive and you know, there's a huge difference playing in an empty stadium. And then of course fans can be very intimidating, so it also works in Zimbabwe's favor. There are no fans at all, so they don't really feel that they're playing away as such. You know, you don't have that intimidating factor.
We see a substitution.
We have Rufaro Tagarira coming on at number 21.
Adelo, is it a substitution?
She is just 18 years
Adelo,
old, youngest player on the pitch today.
We need to see the player that actually left the pitch because action was going on. I think our player earlier on has not recovered from an injury that they had gotten.
I suspect it was Caroline Malenga. It could be a blood bin because she was bleeding after that tackle. I don't know if she will come back on. They have to sort it out first. We will find out and pass on the information once we're clear on who the substitution was for.
Not a very good kick there from the Zimbabwe Sables, and possession lost. The kick from outside the 22, the ball went dead, and that means they have to return to where the ball actually was.
Game paused slightly as the referee has her earpiece taped on more firmly.
The line out from both teams has so far been quite scrappy. Let's see if Uganda for now is able to clean up. Bit of a break in play as the referee still gets a hearing device strapped on properly. Seeing Uganda come.
Just a confirmation that it's Caroline Malenga who is currently off in the blood bin, and you have the utility player number 30 Mabika, who has moved in to the forwards, and Rufaro Tagarira has come into the back line.
No, it's a scrum. It's half kick. It's a half kick.
Penalty for Zimbabwe, and they're relieved as they now can exit their 22.
Very good from Charlotte Mudola yet again, uncharacteristic of a number 10 to be going into the rack, jackling, looking for the ball, but yet again she gets valuable possession for the Lady Cranes. We have seen ever since the try, now the teams are playing a lot more in Zimbabwe Sables' half.
Once again, Uganda has opted for a scrum as the penalty option.
Crouch! Bye!
It's a very strong scrum from Uganda. Penalty advantage to them. Zimbabwe lost their bind very early. They've advanced to the 22 through Mary Gloria Ayot. Samia Ayukoru chose to come back in, and Emily Kuru has broken through, and she goes over in the corner.
Yeah, very wonderful play there from the Lady Rugby Cranes, and Emily Lekuru showing exactly what she does for her club, the Black Pearls, doing it now for the national team, dotting down for Uganda's second try. You think that the Lady Cranes are now getting a lot more confidence and they're starting to believe in themselves, that the nerves are starting to wear off. We thought that Samia had actually butchered the overlap, but credit to Winnie Atiang, who was able to come back on the side where the overlap was and it hadn't yet been covered. And Emily Lekuru for just the vision to exploit the gaps. Kicking us is still quite a challenge, 4 touch and even 4 goal. I think that's why more teams are opting to go for the scratch or for the scrum. Hopefully we can see better kicking throughout the rest of the game.
Yeah, to be fair, it was a difficult kick, almost over in the corner. Yeah, so Zimbabwe get to kick off to Uganda again. With almost half an hour gone, Lady Cranes lead 10-0 and look to be settling into the game. I think Zimbabwe are missing the services of Caroline Malenga, as she's still off with the blood bin substitution. Agnes taking the ball forward after receiving it from the kickoff.
Tackler!
Good set of continuity play by the Lady Cranes. They've gained ground up until the 10-meter line.
Very good offloading there from the Lady Cranes.
These are very good hands. Mistake by the Lady Cranes has given possession to Zimbabwe.
Yeah, it was very unfortunate because it was a beautiful phase of play, and you could say that we are seeing a lot more organized structure from the Lady Cranes as compared to the Zimbabwe Sables, who seem to thrive a lot more in unstructured play, and they are actually not getting a lot more of the ball, and they're being forced to play in their half. So whenever they get the chance, they are really kicking out of possession, and losing Caroline Malenga is also something that I think is a challenge to them right now, because she was really impeccable in the lesson breaks.
Yeah, pretty much everything was revolving around Caroline Malenga and the number 8 Chigumbu. A mistake at the scrum put in by Zimbabwe has handed possession over to the Lady Cranes. It's a free kick, and they have opted for another scrum. Yeah. They know that they're superior in the scrum.
Yeah, so it's safe to say that the scrum is their stronghold right now.
Exactly.
One motion. Crouch! Bye! Set!
Once again, a strong scrum by the Lady Cranes. Number 8, Lydia Namabiro.
Tackle away!
And is away.
Advantage, tackle controlling.
Yvonne Juma breaking through. Gains excellent ground.
Still playing advantage for tackle not rolling.
Bit of a late pass there from Emily Lekuru.
Yeah, she delayed that pass a fraction too long. She had two people on her outside.
It's a tackle release now, Green.
But
It's a tackle
Peace
release.
Lekuru was able to clean up. And Uganda still has possession.
Advantage over.
Away.
Tackle away.
Is able to offload the ball. Vice Captain Patricia Neck taking it in. Mistake from Uganda. Handing possession over to Zimbabwe. As much as the offloads are great, I think that both teams should sometimes cool things down, set up the ruck, and then play from there. But there are just too many offloads that are leading to the knock-ons and possession being turned over. We have an injury.
Number 3.
Melissa Ndlovu from Zimbabwe has hobbled off the pitch. Unfortunate injury for her and indeed for Zimbabwe.
We hope it's not so serious, and we hope she can recover very soon. Remember, this is a series of 2 games. This is the first, the second being on Sunday. So keep watching on Kawowo Sports. There's a lot more action coming. Remember, after this, there is a men's game. Ghana Eagles taking on Algeria. So your Wednesday is pretty much sorted if you're a rugby faithful.
Sikumbuzo Sophia Muchenje comes on to replace the injured Melissa Ndlovu. Scrum half Gladys Mukomed have kicked the ball back into the scrum. It was popping out after yet another dominant Lady Cranes scrum. The referee has awarded a penalty, and predictably the Lady Cranes have opted for a scrum.
Yeah, it's one of those awkward moments in the scrum where the ball comes out from the wrong end and you try to fix it back in without the referee saying, but unfortunately the referee was very alert. And
the referee was right in front of her and spotted it.
Still credit to the forwards of the Lady Cranes, because it was all due to their pressure that ball didn't come out cleanly.
Exactly. They're enjoying themselves out there. Another dominant scrum by the Lady Cranes. The referee has given a penalty. The Zimbabwe has to keep retreating. This is great work from Lady Cranes. Lydia Namabiri has been arrested though, as she tried the number 8 pick. Something that I can say is that the Lady Cranes recruited the men's national team coach Brian Makalama to assist them with the scrum downs. So I think the dominance that we're seeing here today can be credited to him. And why he's so important is he's a former international prop for Uganda, and you could say he's our scrum guru.
Yeah, definitely. He's the go-to guy for almost every team when it comes to anything to do with the forwards. There's a lot of scrum play, and you think that the Zimbabwe Sables have to find a remedy for this scrum, otherwise it's going to be a very, very long game for them. The scrum is proving to be a platform that the Uganda Lady Cranes are using to get the ascendancy, and from that ascendancy so far we have had 2 tries being scored. One by Samia Ayukoru and the second by Emily Lekuru.
Yeah, you get the sense that if the Lady Cranes get any penalties within the 22, again they'll go for a scrum, hold that ball in, keep driving for the line, and perhaps try and get a penalty try.
It's pretty textbook right now.
Yep.
Emily Lekuru with the big carry. Again, like you said, the offload sometimes unnecessary, and possession given away.
Backwards, so she should have kept it. She had her players coming forwards to ruck over her. Zimbabwe were played a get out of jail card.
Not a lot of kicking in this game. The Zimbabwe Sables trying to get the phases out of their own half. They're not trying to kick away possession. Very good defense from the Lady Cranes, not giving the Zimbabwe Sabres any options.
Yeah, they have no space to move, and somebody might make a mistake. Oh, now they're out of the 22. That is great work by none other than Chibumbu. And here it is, the turnover that was coming. The Lady Sabres weren't really gaining much ground as they tried to get out of their 22. At some point, they needed to kick that ball out. It would have been better to kick the ball out and opt for a line out than having yet another Lady Cranes from on their 22.
You would say to the Zimbabwe Sabres coach that it's pretty much an eyesore to see the penalty count that's currently happening, and it's really been their undoing so far. It has given the Lady Cranes so much confidence and so much of a platform to attack from.
Yeah, it's a huge change from the first 10-15 minutes of the game where Zimbabwe were dominating, playing in the Lady Cranes half. Now it's the Lady Cranes who are more or less stuck in the Zimbabwe half.
Yeah, as we're hearing from here, the coach Leonard Luambula telling the players to be a lot more patient. Let the game come to them. Let them not try to force the plays. Let them not try to force the offloads. Scrappy ball to the number 10.
Came off her foot. Mistake from Emily Lekuru, standing too flat-footed, and once again Zimbabwe was saved by a Lady Cranes error. No advantage to them, and the referee has brought the ball back for scrum. Okay, their talisman Caroline Malenga is back on pitch. I think they've sorted out the blood injury. She actually got a nosebleed after what she had hoped would be a try-saving tackle on Samia and Paul. So she goes back to law. And her temporary substitute, Faro Tagarira, is off the pitch. Zimbabwe building some good phases here.
Yeah, it had been quite a minute since the Zeppos had gotten out of their own half.
The referee wasn't happy by the tackle Yvonne Najumba made on Mabika. She has given a yellow card. She pulled, it was considered a high tackle. She pulled Mabika by the collar and her head went into in the sin bin.
Off it, lad! Off it! Off it!
Yeah, so Yvonne Najuma being off is tricky for the Lady Cranes because she is the hooker and she's part of the dominant front row, and so this will take away, it will perhaps take away from the dominance of the Lady Cranes during the scrums. So Zimbabwe probably breathing a huge sigh of relief.
Yeah, you'd think that the Zimbabwe Sabres are very relieved. They are back after a long while in the Cranes half, and very, very good touch there from Constance, their captain, their leader, and also leading by example, finding touch. And this is the first time that the Zimbabwe Sabres are actually visiting the Uganda Lady Cranes 22.
Yeah.
hopefully maybe they can be, if you're a Zimbabwe fan, they can be able to get some points out of this, because they have really worked hard and they have nothing to show for it thus far.
True. They'd have to hope that their lineouts are. It's almost at the 5. It was a disrupted scrum, but they've still managed to retain possession. Excellent job by the Ugandan loose forward, Mary Gloria Ayot. She has won the turnover for Uganda.
Uganda competing a lot at the breakdown. They're not really just sitting back and waiting for the attack to come to them. Any chance they get, they pounce. They're seeing the Zimbabwe Sables are getting the phases, but they're being very slow at racking their own balls, and they're really taking advantage of that.
So in the absence of Yvonne Najumba, Faith Namuga has stepped out to take the line-out throws. Lady Cranes have had shaky line-outs. Still shaky, but managed to retain possession through Sarah Kirabo. Referee awarding a penalty to Uganda for the tackle not releasing. And Lady Cranes will opt for touch. This time it's Juliet Nandawula to try find touch.
With a very interesting spiral kick.
Beautiful touch finder.
Yeah, that takes us back again in the Zimbabwe Sables half.
Yeah, it gives the Lady Cranes room to breathe. Zimbabwe were too close for comfort over the last 5 minutes.
What's your number 3? What's your number 3? Numbers at the line out, numbers 352. Right?
Lady Cranes had lost the lineup, but Zimbabwe hadn't matched the numbers at the lineout. So Lady Cranes get a free kick and they've gone for a scrum.
Scrum to the Lady Cranes, and looking at the team, we have quite a number of debutants.
Winnie Atiang has gone into prop, while Faith Namuga has gone into hook. So they have 7 in the scrum.
Crouch!
Lekuru has also gone in at number 8. So they only have 8 in the scrum. So they have 1 less in the back line, but they're still confident that they can make something out of this. This is having lots of confidence in their scrum. Not as dominant, but they still were able to win the ball.
Playing advantage.
Release! Grand release!
The Lady Cranes. You could say the sun has really come out now and it's playing a factor as well. I'm not sure if the Sables are very familiar with such conditions, or they've been able to have enough time to acclimatize. Charlotte Mudola with an interesting kick just behind the defense line, no advantage gained, so we come back to the position where the penalty was gotten from.
At that point, Charlotte actually had players on her outside. And
angling at scrum penalty full.
She kicked the ball, but there were Zimbabwe players waiting for it. She should have gone with the option of moving the ball wide. When you have runners such as Grace Auma, who've not seen much of in this game, and Emily Lekuru on your outside, you go for that. Another excellent touch finder from Juliet Nandaula.
Earlier when I was trying to say that we have quite a number of debutants on the Uganda Lady Cranes. Patricia Anek, who's at prop today, Sarah Chirabo, who's partnering Winnie Atiang in the second row, Angela Nanyonjo, who's at line side. We have Emily Lekuru as well, who's playing at outside center, but the way she's playing, you'd think she has quite a number of caps on her. Should we credit you for this, since she comes from your team?
Yeah, but I would say perhaps the reason that Emily doesn't have any 15s caps is when players were playing in 2019, she was in New Zealand.
Yeah, there was a kickers ball charged down, and the referee has seen enough for this half. That is it from the first half. For those that are watching on Kawowo, thank you very much. Before we sign out, what do you have to say in general about what the Zimbabwe Sebos haven't done right, and what do you have to say about what the Rugby Cranes are doing right, and what maybe each of the teams can work on?
I think Zimbabwe's major problem is the Lady Cranes are just too dominant at the scrum. That so it's difficult for them. They're giving away too many penalties, and Lady Cranes are just going for the scrums, and so they just keep building that excellent platform to work off. They are moving the ball quite well in the back line, and I would say they're moving it better in the back line than the Lady Cranes are. We've barely seen the wingers with the ball in this game, and yet we know we have very fast wingers, elusive wingers. So I think the ball should be moving out more to the wing. But there have been some big hits.
Yeah.
Some big hits. Yeah, which has been good to see. If we could have the ball shifting more, Sami Ayokoro coming into the back line more, ball getting more to Emily, to the wingers, Grace and Agnes, I think there will be more tries, and we'll be able to put this game to bed. And if Zimbabwe could sort out their scrums, stabilize it more, and work off more. You have Mabika at 13, and you have Chigumbu at number 8. Then of course you have the ever impressive Caroline Malenga. They build their game around those players to become a lot more competitive, and definitely they'll get some points on board.
Yeah, very interesting take there. We have another 40 minutes coming up for the Uganda Lady Cranes taking on the Zimbabwe Sabres, and after that we'll be having the Ghana Eagles taking on Algeria. So keep it Kawowo Sports for those that are really looking to enjoy rugby midweek like this.
Just wait, just wait. Just wait, just wait.
Yeah, I'm just preparing.
Okay.
Baby girl, wanna be a star. You're a shamo kunguta bomba biskuambie. Kumuga ungana nangu natamariwa. Ili kumakuna irareje. Ashaka kumba mama. Akajwi kawe mama. Nangurura mama. Simjajingai.
It's off. Oh, okay. Inside.
The Cranes are looking to pick off where they left off in the first half, while Zimbabwe will want to. Zimbabwe would want to turn things around, but instead it's the other way around. Lady Cranes have turned over the ball.
Interestingly, they have gone for points this time around. Yeah, not the ideal start that the Sables would have wanted for the second half. Conceding a penalty very early and inside their half, and Charlotte Modola backing herself to go for points this time. I think she's trying to extend the score in the event that any score
but don't
from the
do
Zimbabwe
anything.
Sables
Don't
comes
do
through.
anything.
I wonder if this would have been a good decision, considering how dominant the scrums, the lady scrums have been. Oh, but then you still have Yvonne Najuma in the sin bin, so perhaps they've opted to go for points instead of using a lot of energy in the scrum. The kick didn't make it to a shot, but there's a Zimbabwe mistake right on the try line, which puts Lady Cranes in an excellent attacking position, middle of the pitch, in front of the post, literally on the 5. Would we say try
Yeah, you're
time?
unbinding before the ball is out.
I think we should. I think
Ladies,
because
we
everything
have
is
to do it right. I
aligning
was
for
not happy
Lady
with the
Cranes.
first.
The goal seemed to
Yeah.
be
When I say
slightly
crouch, you go
different
down.
because it was a very
Bind,
short
it has
kick
to be
that
ear to
was
ear.
good, but
I'll take it
the
slow.
distance wasn't good.
But keep in mind that Yvonne Najuma is in the bin, and you have again Winnie going to prop, Faith Maluga
just up.
to hook. And Peace Lekuru, the captain, moves from number 12 to number 8.
Just
Number
go
8
up,
is
just go up, all of
actually
you.
her familiar position.
Locks.
But
So locks.
the front
What I need you
row
guys to do
is
at
not
the
as
bind call,
dominant with
don't push the
Yvonne
props.
Najumba in the
Locks.
bin and Winnie
Locks.
moving from lock to
At the
to
bind
prop.
call, don't push
Let's
the
see if
props.
they can squeeze
You
a
want to
penalty
push them
try
at the
out
set
of
call.
this, or
Okay.
will Zimbabwe be able
Crouch.
to take the pressure off?
Bind. Set. Ear to ear. Red. Hold. Green.
Slow to push. Lady Cranes weren't able to exert the same dominance, moved the ball out. Shalom Mudola brought it back in. Zimbabwe were very fast off the blocks to close down any space that the Lady Cranes had. Sonia Corey bringing it back to the forwards. You sense the Lady Cranes want to keep it tight. When you have Grace Alma and Emily Lekuru locking out on the wing, just inches away from the try line.
Surely this is a pick and drive situation. We don't expect that ball to come out anytime soon, and we're seeing Winnie Atiang standing over it.
Away tackler, green release.
But
Green
this is
release.
going to be a forwards try.
Hey, get back.
They have to be very
Get back.
patient.
Hey, get back.
Actually brought the ball out.
Samia Yukoru.
So that was possibly the wrong decision. There were more players lined up on the right side of the pitch. Lady Cranes may have lost the advantage that they had.
Green back.
They're now about 7 meters away from the try line. Yeah, before they were mere inches away. The forwards rumble it up. They're now on the 5 again.
Green.
Zimbabwe won the ball, but illegally.
Get back, get back, get back, get back,
Referee
get back.
has awarded Lady Cranes a penalty. What option are they going to take? Line out?
Scrum down.
Scrum? They've gone for scrum.
Yeah.
They're not able to drive the scrum. They were... lucky for them, just as I was saying that, Yvonne Najumba comes back on pitch just in the nick of time.
It will be interesting to see if she can provide immediate impact as we have Chris Lekuru going back to centre and the Lady Cranes are back to full complement.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully they can be patient now and do what we have become accustomed to.
Guys, let's remember, it has to be ear to ear at the bind call. Set, we come together. And don't shove
Zimbabwe
upside.
Probably ruined the missed opportunity to put some points on board when Lady Cranes were down to 14 with one of their front row players in the sin bin. Now they're back to 15 players.
To be right, ladies, it has to be right. Locks, don't push. Locks, 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 don't push. Okay. Crouch. Crouch! Bind! Bind, ear to ear, set, come together. Last time I'm resetting the scrum. Both sides, yeah? Last time I'm resetting. We have to do it right. Crouch! Bind, ear to ear. Set! Stay, stay, stay.
Big hit there from Chris Lekuru.
Ball!
She's almost up to the try line. Instead of trying to drive the ball, Lady Cranes opted for number 8 pick and quick ball to the center. The forwards are taking it up, but the Zimbabwe defense is up to the task. Overlap out on the right. This needs quick hands. Bad pass from the fly half, Shalom Mudola to Mary Gloria Ayot. And the chance goes begging.
A common Ugandan phrase, shattered dreams.
Yeah, and Zimbabwe survive.
You'd really think that that was a chance they should have used.
Yeah, those were 5 points up.
So another scrum, but judging from how the game has been so far, you'd still not count the Lady Cranes out at the scrum, even when it was Zimbabwe Sabres ball. For some reason, the dominance of the Lady Cranes scrum would always get them the penalty. Let's see if that works out in that same in this particular predicament as well.
Okay, instead of Chigumba picking the ball and carrying it forward, they've opted for safety and they've kicked the ball out of their 22. It's barely out of the 22, but I think it's a more comfortable position. And being a line out, it's a 50-50 ball, considering how the Lady Cranes line out.
Red here.
Yeah, you'd have to say that. Interestingly, I don't know if you've noticed this as well. Chigumba has all of a sudden become quite silent in this game. She started the game while carrying very many balls, but now she's very, it's hard to see her. She's very pedestrian.
Yeah, I wonder if the heat is getting to her. Our Lady Cranes took a clean line out. I think the first clean line out they've won in this game, and they're going for a driving maul.
Was an isolated carrier. Yvonne Najuma going into contact, and her support play was nowhere close to her, and resulting into a turnover for the Sabres.
It was very good work by Zimbabwe at the breakdown. I suspect it was Caroline Malenga behind that. Again, the ball hasn't found touch into the hands of the dangerous Samia Yukoru. Throws one dummy. Bad pass, which is knocked on by Mary Gloria Ayot.
Goes back to what we have been discussing the whole time. Sometimes the offloads are being forced. Very brilliant run there from Samia Yukoru. She has played a number of positions before scrum half and the likes, but I think 15 seems to suit her quite well.
Time back on. Crouch!
Zimbabwe put in, and will we see a pick by Chigumbu now that they're out of their 22?
Set.
She's going to take a chance and try and gain some ground. No, they've opted to move that ball.
Quick hands to the wing. A bit of dancing feet from the winger, but unfortunately she's bundled.
Hey, number 4, you can do that. Number green, you can do that.
Advantage to the Lady Cranes. Charlotte Modola trying the quick start, but the defense was already in position.
You can't prevent them from starting a quick line out.
Charlotte Modola, vice captain of the Lady Cranes,
no, you can't do
playing her local rugby for the side, the Black Pearls, that have their home ground at Kings Park Arena. For those that have been following local rugby, another very successful line out from Uganda. The set piece seems to be working very well. Samia Ayukoru gathering.
The Lady Cranes cannot seem to string their passes together.
Some open space.
Line out. Line the mark.
There's a bit of lateral running going on from the Lady Cranes and holding onto the ball a bit too long. Peace Lekuru had Emily Lekuru and Agnes Nakuya on her outside. If she had just straightened up and released that ball, you have the speed and power from both players, would have carried us further, but then she drifted across, taking the defense with her. And and then threw a loopy pass over to Agnes, and Agnes had two players on her, and she didn't really have much room to show us what she can do.
Time back on.
And so it's now the Zimbabwe line out. Yeah, right on the halfway line. Oh, great steal by Lydia and Namabiru. And the forwards are quick to make sure they secure that ball. Then we have the forwards taking up. Angela Nanyonjo from Adventures Rugby Club. She had a stint in Kenya playing for Northern Suburbs for one season. She's back in Uganda, made her debut for Lady Cranes. Once again, Charlotte has made the kick, which is totally unnecessary. There was an overlap, and you have danger people such as Samia, Grace Auma, and Emily Lekuru on the wing. The kicking seems a bit aimless at this point. Should do better to let the ball go through the hands.
Could you say that she was aware of the advantage and she wanted to make the most of the line out? As we can see, the kick is very good, and they've gotten more touch, just slightly outside the 22-meter area of the Zimbabwe Sables. So probably that's the only logic that we can explain for that kick, because besides that, it seemed a bit aimless. Yeah,
well, when you watch the players' body language, they were communicating to Charlotte that they were not happy with that and they wanted the ball rather than the kick. Great take from Lydia Namabiru, and they're once again going for a driving maul.
Lydia Namabiru really owning the line out. She's living rent-free.
Yeah.
She's living rent-free in the mind of the jumpers of the Zimbabwe Sables and also the hooker.
Unfortunately, there seems to have been a truck and trailer there, if I saw the referee's signal correctly. So a penalty to Zimbabwe, and they are going to exit through a kick. Not quite a great kick to touch, but at least they're out of their 22.
Red, green here.
proceedings seem to be similar to the first half. The rugby cranes, the lady rugby cranes, camping in the Zimbabwe Sables half, and much of the action is happening there. The Sables are having a bit of a challenge exiting their own half. The kicks are not really going on well, and even the phase play isn't stringing up. That ball
wasn't straight, and that was from Malanda Tinaro, who has come on for Patience Harubereki, substituting her at the hooking position. The Lady Crane scrums do not seem to be as dominant as they were in the first half. I wonder if it's fatigue or the heat that has like sort of toned down the energy. We're not seeing the same drive that they had where they were totally bossing the Lady Sables.
Yeah, definitely this heat. For those that have actually played it, this heat, you know what it can do to you. And the short ball there by Emily Lekuru, very good carry, but again she doesn't choose to hold onto the ball but wants to look for the offload immediately. And
fortunately, Lady Cranes were able to secure that ball. Samia dancing and
the lateral running that you've been talking about is evident.
That was a big hit on Samia. She's struggling to get up. Hopefully she'll be fine to continue playing.
Away, tackle away!
Yeah, you could say better runway from the Lady Cranes, breaking the line whenever they carry the ball, and that's very awesome. Now the ball to Charlotte Mudola, taking on two players, then the offload, Pislekuru opting to carry the ball and scoring regardless. You could have thought it wasn't the right choice, but
she's managed to get herself over the try line. Very strong ball carrying skills from the Ugandan captain. But Uganda is making the game actually very hard. They're going into contact after one or two passes instead of moving the ball across. We've got wingers with bags of pace who should be seeing more of this ball, but they're choosing to go into contact quite often. So far it's paying off, and now 15 points on board with a conversion to come.
Try scorer Pislekuru playing her rugby for the Avengers.
She's going to be able to continue.
Break for both sides to get some water.
Yeah, there's some very tired bodies on the field.
Yeah, the heat definitely taking a toll on both sides. But you could say that the Ugandans are a lot more used to it, and it definitely shows. They are playing well, the runways are better, and they're breaking the line every time they carry, and they were able to get the overlap, and Pislekuru was able to utilize the disorganization in the Zimbabwe Sables defense.
Yeah, she used that very well and just used her power and drove over the line to score a captain's try. Good kick from Shalom Mudola. You can see her celebration. She's very pleased with herself.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
17 points to the good for the Ugandan Lady Cranes.
And they're beginning to pull away slowly, and you sense that if Zimbabwe wants to get back into this game, they need to score now. Substitution, we have Patricia Anek from Kitgum Queens, the Ugandan vice captain who made her debut, making way for Peace Mirembe. Peace Mirembe also Peace Mirembe debuted for Uganda in 2019. She plays for the Black Pearls Rugby Club, so she'll be going to the loose head position. When you're ready.
Yeah, a special mention to all the rugby fans following from across various regions in Uganda, the northern, the eastern, the western, and the others. Thank you for keeping it Kawowo Sports, and thank you for always supporting the national sides, both the ladies and the gentlemen.
Zimbabwe seems to be in trouble again. we have the fresh substitute, Malanda Tinaro, being helped off the pitch to the ambulance. We hope the injury isn't very serious.
Use it, Red, use it!
Great gather by the Lady Cranes.
Sorry, that was the number 16. Sikombuzu Muchenje, who is off the pitch. Number 18.
Rack, release green, legs! It's a rack!
Yvonne Nanjonjo.
Another big carry by Yvonne Najuma.
Carrying with intent.
Great handoff from Winnie Atiang. Asking her counterpart to sit down. Great hands from the Lady Cranes. And Alma brushes off defenders to get over the try line and touchdown. Now this is what we need to see more of. When we move the ball across, tries will come.
Yeah, that's what they call champagne rugby.
Exactly.
Those very beautiful hands.
Excellent hands, moving it at pace, getting it to the speedsters.
Very good advert for rugby right there.
Grace Alma scoring her first international try for Uganda in the 15-a-side code. She has scored plenty of them in the 7-a-side code, but this is her first at the 15-a-side level. But you've got to appreciate the work that the forwards did before that. There was a great carry from Yvonne, just basically wrapping up half the Zimbabwe forwards. Then the other carry by Winnie, where she brushed off people, gave them a few stools here and there and asked them to sit down, wrapped up the other half of the Zimbabwe forwards. And then we had the ball shifting across the pitch. And Charlotte has got her kicking boots on. She made a brilliant kick.
She probably sent her border guy to get the kicking boots. She had forgotten them a bit
Yeah.
in the first half.
She must have changed her boots at halftime. And it's now 24-0. And while Lady Crane seem to be getting better, Zimbabwe seems to have stepped back and seem to be off the pace. I wonder if the injuries to some of their players is affecting them.
Yeah, they're having quite a number of injuries, and
Rose, those numbers.
I think it's really taking a toll on them on the way they organize themselves. The defense that they were having in the first half that was quite good now is in shambles. They're really just they're clutching at heels, you should say.
Yeah, and we have Tadiwanashe Charity Kwete has come on for Sikumbuzo Sophia Muchenje. So that's one front row player for another. And Zimbabwe kickoff. Again, Caroline Malenga. Great take by Peace Lekuru, but well marshaled by the Zimbabwe number 12, Delight Dananai
From
Mukomondo. The Zimbabwe names are just so beautiful.
Very, very
difficult to roll off the tongue, but there's kind of a poetry to their names. Yes, so a knock-on was forced there by Zimbabwe.
Another injury for the Sabres, which is very worrying at this rate. Will they have enough players to finish the game?
And it seems to be their key player, if I'm not mistaken, their experienced player, Delight Dananai Mukomondo, seems to be the one who is receiving medical attention. If she comes off, this will be a huge blow to this Zimbabwe team. She's one of the senior players, and they will not be happy to lose her at this stage.
Green or red? Green. Oh,
Another substitution for Zimbabwe. We have number 23 on, Ruvimbo Mudianadzo, who is replacing me. Just need to get to see the number. Number 25, not quite sure who that is.
bind! Set! Hold it, hold it, hold it. Stable, stable, ladies. Ball.
a scrum reset. Will still be Zimbabwe's put in, because the scrum was wheels.
Beautiful day in Uganda. Perfect conditions for expansive, beautiful rugby. I think that was the prayer for most.
Oh, what a dominant Ugandan scrum, but Zimbabwe were able to get the ball away.
Release, release! Release!
Charlotte with the rush defense.
She wasn't able to get the ball. Zimbabwe seemed to be playing with more purpose now. But you have the impressive Chibumbu, who's been well marked by Lady Cranes.
Advantage offside!
Unfortunately, Lady Cranes were creeping up, went back foot at that ruck. So Zimbabwe still maintained possession.
The Sable is getting a series of possession now in the Lady Cranes half, choosing the tap and go.
And again, it went to Caroline Malenga, a bit of a show and go, gained about 5 meters.
Beautiful step there.
Yeah, that was by Mabika.
And again
Zimbabwe holding on, giving away possession, yet they had such a good build-up.
Yeah, you could think that what's really bringing about that holding onto the ball is the fact that the support players aren't getting in position at the right time, allowing the counter-attack at the ruck to take effect, you should say.
Yeah, support is way too late. And
line out to the Lady Cranes.
Yeah, you'd have thought that Zimbabwe had done enough to stop it going out, but it was already out when she jumped up in there and slapped it back in. Looks like we...
Current score to the Lady Cranes, 24, and the Zimbabwe Sables not having any points on board at the moment. Bit of a blind pass, you should say. Samia didn't look at where she was passing the ball. There was no advantage there, so we go back to the scrum for the Sables, who are trying to contest a lot more now. We're having now play back around the midfield, and that is where a lot of the contest is happening prior to what was happening before, when the Lady Cranes were camping in the Sables half. Remember, this is the first of 2 games between the Lady Cranes and the Sables. The second one will be on Sunday, still here at Kyadondo. And we'll also be having that day, Sunday, Uganda, the men's team, taking on Algeria. So keep it locked on Kawowo Sports. And for those that can't watch on Kawowo Sports, you can try and watch on Star TV, which is a broadcast partner of the Uganda Rugby Union as well.
Susan Adong has come on to replace try scorer Grace Auma.
Quick hands. Samia is tossing the ball.
No cut.
Samia's passes aren't quite reaching their target. Again, Lady Crane seems to be rushing things. They need to be patient. Yes, they want the points on board.
Mark here. Mark here. Mark here. It's half kick. Tackle away now, tackle away, tackle away.
Peace Mirembe carrying the ball in. Ball out to Angela Nanyonjo. Nice offload from Peace Lekuru. Good footwork from Shalom Mudola. She's taken down.
Tackle, release,
to be recycled.
Release, great release.
There's a lot of space on the right side of the pitch. If the Lady Cranes could just see it.
Very, very nice pass there. Uncharacteristic of a forward, but yeah, that's where the game is going now. Everyone should be able to have very good handling skills and passing skills.
That was Lydia Namibiru, who actually plays also number 12 and on the wing as well for Black Pearls. So she's quite comfortable passing the ball like a back.
Very interesting.
An injury to one of the Lady Sables players. Looks like shoulder, possibly. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Uganda is going to make 2 substitutions. We have Teddy Iwutung and Maimuna Nasozi coming on for Mary Gloria Ayot and Sarah Kirabo. Iwutung will go into lock in place of Sarah Kirabo, while Maimuna will take Mary Gloria Ayot's position as a loose forward, an open side flank.
You could say the score is giving the coaches a lot more confidence to now give a shot to some other players to also go and show what they can do. The fact that it's not close, it's not nowhere near close, being close.
Yeah, it's a big ask for Zimbabwe to put 24 points on board at this stage in the game. So the coaches have the luxury to switch around players and give everyone a run out.
Do you think that could be the case as well with the Sables, who might want to save some of their key players for the second game on Sunday?
Yeah, that's a distinct possibility. Here's another dominant scrum from the Lady Cranes.
You're off.
Ball moved out to Danger Woman, Emily Lekuru. Footwork, handoff, take the gap, and it's a try in the corner.
Yeah, a definite center's try there.
Yeah.
Exploiting the gap, the handoff, and the wheels to go to match it, and getting her second try of the game. And what a very, very, very good score. Extending the score yet again, and we're yet to get a new response from the Sables. They'll pretty much have a lot to talk about after this game, because they know they have to show up in the second game.
A difficult kick, but from the last 2 impressive kicks that Charlotte has made, I will not be surprised if she puts it over. I think the curse of the commentator.
Yeah, definitely curse of the commentator.
I should have kept quiet.
29 points look good for Uganda, and nothing on the scoreboard for the Sables as yet. You'd think at this point they'd want to play for a bit of pride and honor and get at least a 5-pointer or a 3-pointer on board, so that they have something to show for this first game, as they will be going back to prepare better for the second game this coming Sunday.
Yeah, to get those points, they will have to get out of their half, and currently they're struggling to do that. The best thing they would do is to put pressure on this kickoff and force the Lady Cranes into a mistake and win back the ball. That's a pretty neat kick, but very well taken by Faith Namuga. Marina Nasozi coming on the pitch. Good carry, but Zimbabwe turned over the ball. A penalty to Zimbabwe.
You could say they're now doing the right things. If they want to get a score on board, they have an opportunity for a penalty, and they are going to be trying to find touch so that they can be in a better position to be able to attack.
Taking them to just outside the 22.
Oh, no, no.
Not straight.
Options, Uganda?
The set piece has really struggled for Zimbabwe.
Yes, it has. And to be fair, there is a lot of wind right now. You can see the flags in the stadium are blowing. And so it would have been difficult to get a straight line out for Zimbabwe. Uganda looks to be making 4 subs. These are the last substitutions. Then they will have had everyone on pitch. Scrum is already in place, so they'll have to wait until the next breakdown.
Peace Lekuru looking to take the short ball. And there she goes. Very, very hard carries. Taking on a number of Sabres players to put her down.
She gained at least 15 meters with that carry.
That's what you need from U12 when he's carrying straight.
Get back on side, get back on side.
That's a very useful kick by Charlotte Mudola, and you have Emily Lekuru breathing down the Sable's neck. Lady Cranes contesting, trying to turn over that ball. And indeed, they have turned it over.
Advantage of sir. Alright, tackler, release.
Forwards rumbling it up, trying to set a platform for the back line. There is an overlap here, so if that ball does shift to the left, Lady Cranes could score. Zimbabwe have actually spread out their defense line.
Very good miss pass there. Peace Lekuru choosing again to go by herself.
Very good captain's try by Peace Lekuru. Good dummy, good footwork, good strength. Take the ball over the line.
Yeah, the defense was actually rushing on the outside to cover the overlap.
They were rushing to make sure that Emily Lekuru did not get that ball. They've realized how dangerous she is, and they forgot about the danger on the inside. Both Lekurus are dangerous with ball in hand.
Yeah, I really feel like they complement each other. Emily Lekuru with the pace and Peace Lekuru with the hard carries. So it gives you a very good center combination, in my opinion, I think. Charlotte Mudola slicing the ball a bit and missing out on both distance and direction. The score remains 33 to the Uganda Lady Cranes and 0 to the Zimbabwe Sabres. This is actually turning into a routing.
22 out, red. 3 out, 22 out. 2 out.
Yet again, thanks to
4
everyone
out,
that's
2
catching the
red,
game
4
from your
out.
home, keeping safe and keeping home, watching on Kawowo Sports. Keep it Kawowo Sports, and don't forget to subscribe to the various social media pages so that you can get the latest updates on sports and rugby in particular.
Substitutions for Uganda. You have Fazila Namukwaya coming on for Yvonne Najuma. Linton Nakubugo coming on for Winnie Atang. Mastula Nambozo coming on for Agnes Nakuya, and Juliet Nandaula moving from the scrum position out to the wing.
Hey, get back. Advantage not gained for high tackle.
Advantage not gained. High tackle there by one of the Zimbabwe Sables defenders, and penalty to the Lady Cranes.
Yes.
Aisha Nachitio, another veteran in the game,
Yep.
trying to find touch.
She's just come on pitch. Hasn't found high tackle.
And
The referee is reaching for her card, and it is Teddy Utu who comes off.
emphasis on safety in the game. The tackles should all be low and shouldn't be above the neck area. Uganda, for the second time in the game, are down to 14 men. Very interesting kick from a tight angle by the Sables to find good touch just outside the 22-meter area of the Lady Cranes. Can they be able to do something? Can they be able to get some points on board?
Get back, get back.
Milanda! Ande, show Milanda, ande! Please, 1, 2!
Hey, get back, get back!
Look, like a very much a forward pass.
Forward pass.
There's some good work for from Chigumbu when she carried the ball.
Down.
But after that, everything seemed to just fall to pieces. Zimbabwe seem to be lacking in ideas at the moment. Don't quite seem to be sure what to do. You get the sense that they're just now playing to finish the game.
Earlier on in the game, they were having a few good carries, but you couldn't really identify the structure that they were trying to play, and I think that's where the biggest challenge came in from. That they seemed very promising, but there was no semblance to what the end goal is in their structure, as compared to the Lady Cranes, who were a bit more patient. Yes, scrappy at the beginning, but you could see the structure, and I think that's one of the things that has been the big difference.
Another dominant scrum by the Lady Cranes. Shaolo Mudola goes through the gap.
Does she have the legs?
She doesn't quite have the legs, but there's the support from her captain, Peace Lekuru.
Away, green!
Forwards hitting it up.
Very good carries from the
So tackle now, green away!
You can see the backs on the right screaming for the ball.
And the forwards are like, no, this is our time to shine. You can see it's a
Away, green!
situation.
Away, green!
They're trying to suck in the Zimbabwe Sables defense before maybe they can think about giving the ball to the back line. Very, very good carry, and you can see the impact by the substitutions. Fresh legs.
Fresh legs, and they're just raring to go and show what they can do.
Everyone is looking to impress. Very good hands. Interesting dash.
Tackle now,
of the
green,
tackle.
release. Onside.
Ball is moving. And you can see the Zimbabwe Sables look like they're a bit fatigued at the moment. Bit of a good step there before
I
the
tackle
carriage
advantage.
takes in two players advantage called by the referee.
Yeah, the players are just having fun now, and the ball shifts out to the back line, but a very bad pass.
Yeah.
They were lucky
tackle.
that they had a penalty advantage coming up.
Miscalculated pass there by Charlotte Mudola.
One too many advantages on the high tackle. I have to send.
But her awareness just to
send her out.
spot the gaps is just testament to the experience that she brings to this team. We saw earlier on in the game in the first half where she was able to intercept. This time round, getting ball in hand, not being in a rush to pass it out, identifying the gap, and all of a sudden we are back to the Sables half. And another substitution.
Now, this is trouble for the Lady Sables. Their loose head prop, Andile Shamaine Moyo, has been given a yellow card for a high tackle. And the Lady Cranes, as much as they're down to also 7 players in the scrum, they're missing a lock. So Peace Lekuru has stepped in to add to the numbers at number 8.
It will be interesting to see who covers for the Sabres at prop, because it's a very, very vital position when you're going for the scrum.
I wonder if they're going to have uncontested scrums, or they do have an experienced prop who can fit in at the loose head position.
I think it's pretty much improvising with one of the other players. Let's see.
It's contested scrums, and Lady Cranes are just running away with it.
Ball going out wide.
Again, poor passes are letting down the Lady Cranes.
But bar the handling skills, I think the Lady Cranes would be up to 50 points right now.
That's very true. If they were able to shift that ball quickly and fluidly, with the dangerous players that they have across the park, they definitely would have put more points on board. However, this Zimbabwe defense is also very determined. They know the threat that the Lady Cranes backline presents, so they are rushing up on them so that they do not have that time to string the passes together.
Very true, and yet another scrum which is being improvised at the front row for the Sabres. So let's wait and see if they can manage, because I feel like the pressure is a bit too much, and as you can see,
ball is out! Ball is out! Ball is out!
Peace Lekuru carrying very well, trying to set up.
Green.
Sabres player is down. Very, very worrying. There's a doctor trying to get to the Sabres player.
Release Green! Release!
As the Cranes are ascending to the pick and drives to the try.
Release Green! Release!
Next to one of the pads.
The forwards want a try of their own. They're tired of the back scoring. They now want to get points on board.
A bit of the shot, a bit of the limelight.
They've worked hard. They've worked hard. They deserve a try.
Let's see if their patience can count.
But Zimbabwe are up to defending this.
Held up.
Held up. Good defense by Zimbabwe.
Time off.
That injury, Sabres are currently down to 13.
Time back on. Scrum. It's the ball.
And it's with the Lady Crane scrum a few inches from the 5 and a few steps to the left of the center post. This is a great attacking position. Let's see what they can do with it.
Set.
Suspected to be a number 8 pick, with Peace Lekuru looking for her. Well, they've decided to drive, and this is a strong drive.
No hands, no hands, no hands, no hands, no hands.
They're pretty determined to get their forward strike.
And it's a forward strike. Let's see who comes up with the ball. Asha Nachitio. Oh no, it's
Yes, I can
Peace
hear
Lekuru.
you, talent.
Wow, so Peace Lekuru there. She has a hat trick now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Should have been Peace Lekuru, Asha Nachitio. Not sure. The celebrations seem to be going both
Yeah.
ways.
They decide to take it as the entire park. Change in kickers, sorry. Shot number 22, Mastula Nambozo with the kick, and it's successful, taking over from Charlotte Mudola for the kicking responsibility, and she's 1 out of 1 so far.
Confirmation that it was
38.
Asha Nachitio who scored the forward try.
Yeah, 2 minutes to go.
And there are a lot of cheers coming from the Lady Cranes bench as the rookie Mastula Nambozo puts points in for the 2 points in for the Lady Cranes.
It's time?
Taking the score to 41 for the Lady Cranes. And the referee says enough is enough. Big victory for the Lady Cranes. And what do you have to see and say for this game going forward as we wait for Sunday, the second test?
Well-deserved victory for the Lady Cranes. It wasn't really in doubt. Just feel that for the second test, they need to settle into the game earlier.
Okay.
Shift that ball quicker along the back line. And for Zimbabwe, they just need to settle their scrums, get a better platform, sort out their set pieces, and perhaps continue the good work where they were moving the ball along the back line.
Yeah, Winnie Etiang has just been announced as the player of the match. And what do you have to say about that? As Helen still is trying to compose herself, I think she had some very good carries in the game, was very physical, and tried to be very, very useful in the defense. Definitely a deserved display from Winnie Atiang, bringing a lot of experience, a lot with Charlotte, and as you can see, the players coming to celebrate with the bench. This would be the moment when they would actually come to the fans and thank the fans, but it's not the case. Thank you for keeping it Kawowo Sports, and please keep watching as we have the next game coming up, the Ghana Eagles versus Algeria. Thank you yet again, myself and Helen Koyo Buteme, we sign out. Cheers.
biggest problem is that for me, with being the winner in this very important, I have to sort of like it.
What do you think you didn't do well in the match that led to that scoreline, and what do you think you're going to pick up from the match, the positives, and you work on them and you come back on Sunday better?
We still have another game, so we have I think 2 more training days before the Saturday game. So what we can do is pull up ourselves and come back better.
Wish you all the best, hard luck. I hope you turn out better on Sunday. Captain of the ladies of Zimbabwe, hard luck. And we welcome the captain of the Lady Cranes,
You scored 2 tries today. You're leading the team from the front. How was that experience? It was all about teamwork and pushing each other. That's all. When you came into this game, did you expect this score? Not really, but it was all about teamwork. So you expected the win, but you didn't expect such a big score? It was more than. Okay, so what are you expecting to do on Sunday? Will we see something different, or you're going to follow the same plan? Obviously, expect more and more. Okay, congratulations, please, well done. Thank you.
And our player of the match, Winnie Atiang, and the medal is going to be handed over by Corali Vandenberg, the General Manager of Rugby Africa. Congratulations once again, Winnie.
Congratulations, Winnie. Thank you, Helen. Yeah, you are one of the 2 players who are the survivors from the 2009 World Cup. That's true. The World Cup Sevens team. That's true. Yes, so well done. It's great to see you out here. Thank you, Helen. Thank you so much. So, what was your experience in today's game?
My experience was amazing. Like, all I had in my mind, and Coach Ben told me, all you have to do and all I want from you is to carry the ball. And that is what I did today.
You did it well and very effective.
Thank you.
Shall we see more on Sunday?
Yes, you'll see more on Sunday.
Okay, fantastic. Well done, Winnie. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, we need to move, guys. We need to move now.
Okay.